All right, everybody. After a little bit of a break, we're back. Episode 11, Season 2 of Just the Gi-Top podcast. Missing tonight in action, Rami Chirani in the depths of San Francisco somewhere. But as usual, we do have Ahmed Chirani.
Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year.
Yes, and Jordan Short as well.
Hello.
And myself, Adam Cousins. So we're just kind of getting started back up for 2015. We took a little break, holiday season, all that. Some stuff has happened. We had Ascension, local Toronto tournament last weekend. I guess it was Saturday and Sunday, so yesterday and today. So that's kind of the first big tournament of the year. Also, we had the AFS Amateur Fighting Series fights in London yesterday. So that was 16 amateur MMA fights, but a lot of big names in the Ontario Jiu-Jitsu scene fighting there. So I'll just talk about a couple of things. I think, Ahmed, you had some stuff you wanted to go over?
Yeah, well, we also had the Europeans that are, I don't know if they're still going on today. It might be done. No, it might be it's done. Sorry, the time difference means they're done. But I just want to just give a little shout-out to some people who won, some Just the Gi-Top alumni out there who did well. But no, look, I mean, I could say, like, Gianni Grippo did well, which he did. And yes, he's an alumni, but is he a friend of mine? No. So let's talk about the people who are close to us, who are not maybe friends, well, because they're not friends either. But anyway, so for example, Eric Fan, very popular episode. Check out the Eric Fan episode. We had so much to talk about. He got gold on that, repeating gold medal champion. We also had who was Darson Hemmings. In case you guys didn't know, he got silver as well. A couple hours ago it was announced, I guess, but. Silver medalist at the Europeans as well. And some of you might not know, but Bashir, hashtag Bashir, we're looking to get him on. He said he wouldn't come on until he did something big. So he went out and won the Europeans. He did it to come on the podcast. So there's that.
He did it for us, really.
Yeah, he did. And, I mean, of course, yes, there was Gianni Grippo who got silver as well. And anybody else I'm missing, guys? I don't know. I think I covered it.
Yeah, I think you did.
But yeah, that's like the big, that's the Grand Slam tournament of the year. Some might say the easiest of the four. I don't know. But regardless, it was a huge accomplishment for those guys. So I was just say congratulations to them. And that's it. We took some time off, and I don't want to ramble. We took some time off, but just like the TV shows take time off, we took time off too because some of these guys celebrate Christmas. You know what I mean? They got family and things to do and gain weight and stuff. And, so we took the time off. We're back. We're kind of back into our diets. And we're here for you guys because we got a lot of people saying, hey, where are you guys? And the tweets, I appreciate all the tweets you guys are sending us. Adam, I'm sure you've seen that. Jordan, I'm sure you see that too. And, yeah, man, like we got people asking us, like, we had Javier Vasquez ask us to come back on again. I kind of no-sold it. I don't know why. But he wanted to come back on. He wanted to come back on, but he wanted to plug a show. And so this is where my beef is he wants to plug a show, a submission-only thing he has with Gary Tonin. And I'm cool with that. I love Gary Tonin. I think he's exciting. But he doesn't follow us back on Twitter. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I'm trying to write him a direct message, and it won't let me. So he wrote me one because I follow him. And I tried to write back. I'm like, okay, so hold on. You don't even follow me on Twitter? So anyway, that was that. But that's the break, Adam.
That's that's the reality of social media. It's like, I always say, like, we can be friends, but if you don't follow me back on Instagram, it's not happening. I'm not following you. I'm sorry.
Man, I won't follow people on my personal accounts unless, like, I know them. Or, like, I've had some sort of contact with them. I don't follow just anybody.
Well, no, this was on the Just the Gi-Top tweet. I don't follow.
No, I understand that.
My personal one is reserved mostly for, like, porn stars and stuff like that. No, it is. Like, go look at it. Like, I think my mom saw it somehow. I don't know how. I think my sister was going through who I follow, and she's like, "Oh my God, Mom, look who she." I'm like, "What are you doing?" So. It's like
young ladies that you're following here, Ahmed.
That is like at Cream Pie was one of them.
Oh yeah, just really, really wholesome stuff.
yeah, totally. So, But yeah, no, that's it. I don't know if we left off Adam and Jordan. Did we? No, I don't know. When was our last episode? I don't even know. Maybe mid-December.
Yeah, that was like the second week of December.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I don't know. There's a lot that's happened since then. But anyway, yeah, that's all I want to say just before you get on to the other topics. But just congratulations to those guys at the Europeans. That's a huge tournament. And Pan Am's is mid-March. So hopefully people do well at that too.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I could go on.
No, actually, maybe let's talk a little bit about the fights last night in London, because it was honestly a really great show. So podcast alum twice now, Chris Lee Byrne, Bro Culture 1 and 2.
Yeah, CLP, check that out.
Yeah, so Chris really did a great job promoting, and he did the matchmaking for the event as well. Ended up turning out really well. I think there was about 300 people there for an amateur show, which was awesome. There was 16 fights, so it was like a full afternoon of fights. Some really good matchups. There was some like I said, some big jiu-jitsu names. As far as like jiu-jitsu guys that may be known, Tom Morris from Open Mat won his fight. There was a really good fight between Ryan Donnelly from Battle Arts and Ruben Sagman. So two high-level jiu-jitsu guys there. Ruben ended up taking that. Bruce Miano from Open Mat as well made his amateur MMA debut. He won his first match with some really nice looking striking. So it was a good set of fights. I did the commentary with Joel Paquette, pro fighter at Asarnia. So it was a really good night. Looking forward to the second one.
So is this more of a thing we can expect for you, Adam? Like more commentary for like MMA and other kind of things like that, or is this just a one-off thing?
It was the first time I've done it. Chris had originally asked me to kind of MC the event, and I said yes because I'm just, I'm always looking to have people see me. I'm basically just an attention whore. That's really what I'm doing. I'm a huge attention whore. So and Chris was like, "Hey, you want to MC it?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." And then he asked me a little bit later if I wanted to do commentary for it, and I haven't done it before, like commentary for a live event, but it went really well. It was kind of interesting too because it was live commentary on the PA system in the area that the fights were happening, so everybody, like all the spectators, could hear it as well. So it ended up going really well. I enjoyed it, and I would definitely do it again.
Was it televised, or is it just like a local thing? I don't
know. They were gonna do a live stream, but there were some problems basically with the internet in the facility, so we weren't able to do live stream.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Did you feel at all like fighters were gonna get angry with you if you were saying, if you were getting biased at all with your commentary?
I was really trying to be cautious of that. Like you don't want to be like, oh, he's in really big trouble. He really fucked up there.
He is looking terrible. Who trains this guy?
The fighters could hear you commentating.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We were sitting at.
So like a monster truck rally, when you hear thunder, thunder, thunder. You're like that guy. You're saying that.
Yeah, it was all
about you saying thunder.
I wasn't saying thunder at all.
Okay, no.
Yeah, the fighters could hear what we were saying too.
That's horrible. I wouldn't like that at all. That's because you're breaking down the game. You're like, did you ever say, now if Ryan, let's say Ryan for example, now if Ryan only shrank a little out to his left, he could get out of this hold. But would he? You know what I mean? Did they give you any protocol
Adam the thumbs up after?
Yeah, did he give you any protocol?
If only he grabbed that kimura that was available there. I tried to not give tried to not be well, he should do this, but if the guy was say in bottom half guard working for the underhook, I'd be like, okay, well he's working for the underhook on the trap side to try to get to his knees, to get back up to his feet or whatever.
Look at that, huh? Look at that.
But I was trying not to be like, oh, the kimura's available, maybe try that.
Yeah, okay.
I can't believe that he doesn't see this kimura staring him right in the face.
Yeah, no, I thought there was a protocol, man, or something like that, but no, that's...
It like the way that it was set up, again, it was their first event, so there's definitely some stuff that can be improved on. But the cage wasn't raised, and the venue was kind of a big L shape. So the cage was here, and then there was like kind of a corridor there and a corridor here with seats. So the people near the back would have definitely had a hard time seeing anything once they got to the ground. So again, I was just trying to kind of describe what was going on.
But like, how many people would go to an amateur MMA event? Are we talking?
Like I said, there was like 300 people there.
You said that?
Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed that. 300.
Yeah. It was packed. Like it was really well received.
Can I just crunch some numbers here? 3,000 people. How much is it a ticket to come watch?
300.
300 people. Sorry.
Yeah, people. Only $15 a ticket.
So you're talking like, that's not a lot of money. That's $4,500.
Yeah, so basically, like, I don't think Chris was trying to make any money off of it. They just were kind of doing it as a proof of concept. So probably paid their expenses and and bought a belt, had a title fight, and it was good. So he sets them up for the next one probably.
What was the venue? What place did they use?
They did it at Platinum MMA in London, which is actually located inside World's Gym. So it's a giant gym kind of in the south end of London. So they did it there.
So people can get like a pump going and
yeah, I hit the squat rack. I did some deadlifts in my suit.
So you know what? Can we? You know what, guys? Before we go on to the next topic, can I just apologize? I left one alumni off, and as somebody pointed out to me, Arthur Zuka Chandra Mohan, or whatever his real name is.
Arthur Chandra Mohan.
Is Arthur the real name though? Like that doesn't sound.
Well, Stanley.
See, that's what I mean. Like it's like me, Ahmed. I go Ahmed because I'm real. I'll give you my real name, but some people they might say like. Anyway, he got silver at the Euros, so congratulations.
Oh, he did. Yes,
yeah, he did. So I'm sorry about that. Shout out to Arthur. Check out that Arthur episode. He sounds very. He was doing the podcast while his parents were sleeping in the next room, so he kept it very quiet. If you guys remember.
He was very soft-spoken. It was sensual. Very sensual.
Yeah. Especially when he's talking about brushing his teeth.
Yeah, he brushes them a lot or something, I remember. So, but yeah, guys, please check that out. So the next topic, guys, and we meant to have a guest on for we were planning to air 2 weeks ago. And Adam, whatever happened with that? Did that just not...
Yeah, no, it's a combination of bad timing and just I think the level of recovery that Thomas is going through. So we're trying to get Thomas Beach on. Thomas has had some pretty severe injuries through his training. I think he just had some spinal fusion surgery. So he's going through some serious recovery now. Like he's pretty much bedridden. So I know that he's on some pretty heavy medications right now too. So that coupled with the fact that he's not on social media a lot has made just getting in touch with him difficult. So now I still want to have him on because I think that he's got a great story to share. But it's just that the timing hasn't worked at this point.
Oh wow. Okay. Well. Okay. Then no, that's a good excuse. I didn't know he had the surgeries recently. But anyway, so for the folks listening or watching, what we were hoping to do is put together an episode purely based on injuries in jiu-jitsu. We've all been through them. They might be minor, they might be major, whatever. But what to look for, how to heal, and the guy that we know who's been through a crazy amount is Thomas Beach, George Brito black belt, and he. Again, I don't know his full story, but you're saying he got some spinal fusions?
Yeah, he has some pretty serious back injuries right now that he's working to try to rehab.
So, if I may, I just want to get into something personal for myself in regards to injury. Is I've re-injured my neck. It's pretty much the same injury I had last year, where something compressed. Now I have a nerve in my left arm. I can't really feel it, so obviously I'm not training right now. I'm still lifting though, but I'm not training. So I don't know how long that will take until that goes away. But it really opened my eyes, and I want to ask you guys something. I am done 100% rolling and training insanely hard like I used to. Like Jordan and I, we roll. We have a good time. We go. We like to go back and forth and. Other people bring it too. If you go, especially when you go to open mats, the rolls are hard, right? You're not going there to work technique. You're usually just going there to roll and have fun, but you're also trying to test yourself with people you don't usually do. So anyway, I honestly believe I'm pretty much done with doing that, because whenever that happens, I only ever get injured at open mats. Usually it's open mats that happen. And I was wondering, like, in your guys' opinion, do you think that's just a bad thing to do? Because I'm not looking anymore to go hard and muscle through this and whatever. I'm looking now to technique. I'll flow well with a fully resisting opponent now. I think that's what I'm going to do. So they want to go hard, I'm just going to flow. They pass me, whatever. I don't care, because I can't afford to take 2-3 months off every year for injuries. And that's kind of what's happened to me second year in a row. So just get your opinions on that. Especially Adam, I think you train more than any of us, more frequently. But I wonder how much of your training is based on intense training versus you just kind of there, but you're working new things and you're just flowing around. And we'll get to you too, Jordan. We'll get to you too. I'm just going to my screen.
I would say that for the most part, especially in the, I would say 2 months leading up to a tournament, and I've been competing a fair bit lately. It definitely, the intensity ramps up. I think our club.
But 2 months going to a tournament, though, is like you most people, let's say, compete maybe once a month. So it's like you're always in that mode, right? You're never in that learning mode anymore.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say I'm not in that learning mode. That's why I always think it's good to take a little bit of time off from competing here and there, because you end up just working your A game so much that you're not really, you're not really necessarily a class with an ear to, adding things to your game. It's more just about trying to refine the things that you're already doing well, and trying to fix some of the holes that you have. It's trying to find that balance. But I would think, especially at the club that I train at, the intensity level is usually fairly high. Then that's just kind of a product of the mentality of my instructor, Steve Poulin. So Steve's a pretty high intensity guy. Most of the people there like to work really hard, so our rolls are usually at a higher level. You go to a Sunday open mat or something. Our open mat's right after our comp class, and our comp class is kind of a killer. So if you're gonna go and flow, then that's a time to do it. Also, we've actually have specific flow classes. So like Monday and Wednesday nights, we have a flow class. So it's technique and it's rolling, but the rolling is like, it's just flow rolling, right? So it's a good kind of intro for people that want to start rolling, or for people that are injured, trying to rehab an injury, or people that just kind of want to not be as intense. So that means that our regular classes are usually a little bit higher intensity with respect to rolling.
How does that work, though? I mean, I've flowed before, and I do like to flow, but I mean, it really depends on your partner. I find that like some people that just don't like sync up very well, and you can start off flowing, by the end you got a hard roll going.
Yeah, I think
it always happens.
You have to know your partner, you have to trust your partner, and you have to know how to flow. I think that anybody can say, just go with a lower intensity, but I think that there's actually a skill to flow rolling that a lot of people, unless you do it often, a lot of people don't really understand what it means to flow. So if somebody starts sweeping you, you just let that sweep happen, right? You're not fighting it. You're changing positions. You're not using pressure to hold somebody down necessarily, because it's all about the transitions between the positions, transitions to submissions, those sorts of things. It's not about like who's going to be the king of the gym today, right? So people need to learn how to flow, and a lot of people don't know how.
Oh, I agree with that.
No, I think you're right. In the process of getting swept, during, let's say, a tournament or a hard roll, you do not want to get swept, obviously, but in the flow roll, so I guess I get it. The flow roll, you let the sweep kind of happen, but just before you get swept, you're already thinking of the next position to land it. So
exactly. So you're trying to land right in, if you're getting swept to bottom side control from wherever, right? Or let's say the person's passing, right? Doing like a bullfighter pass. So you're not like hands on the hips pushing away. You might like put your hands on the hips, but you're not like fighting it, right? As they're coming in, maybe you're starting to shrimp, going to your knees, whatever it is that you're trying to do. But yeah, you're already moving on to whatever that next thing is.
Fair enough. No, I mean that's good. So what you're saying is that for yourself is you have your competition Sunday class, which is a hard class, I guess, and afterwards there's an open mat. So you would say maybe on average like 1 day a week is like a really hard rolling, and the rest is kind of like flowing and drilling.
No, I would say 3 days a week. Like our regular classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I teach our adult fundamentals class, and then afterwards we have our advanced class. And it's usually pretty hard rolling in the advanced class. I know Jordan's been out a few times, but it's normally like, you normally get some really good rolls in. So.
Yeah, for sure.
I think what my problem is that I'm done rolling with anybody below blue belt. I think that's my thing, because when I get hurt, it's often from rolling to white. Like this, in this case, like I got kneed in the head. You know what I mean? And it just kinked my neck the wrong way, and it's just, just kind of...
I mean, there's those kind of things that can happen no matter who you're rolling with, though, right? Like when I broke my fibula, it was just kind of a random... I was working some stand-up with one of our purple belts, and it was just kind of a random freak position that we ended up in. You get like the knees to the head. I got like a thumb in the eye today. My eye's all bruised up, but that just happens, right? It's just kind of a function of the sport that we do, that sometimes injuries happen, right? You're just as, I would say, well, maybe not just as likely, right? Maybe there's a little higher likelihood of getting kneed in the head accidentally by somebody who doesn't know what they're doing as well, but there's always that chance of getting kneed in the head by, a brown belt or a black belt as well, just because it happens, right? They move at a certain time, and you move the wrong way, and it just happens.
Fair enough.
Yeah, man, I'm more concerned about getting injured by like people who are brand new than people who have been rolling and stuff for a while. I find like people who are brand new, it's just they can be reckless. They don't know what they're doing, and they're just trying to muscle everything, right? And
I think the other thing too that makes it difficult when you're rolling with somebody who's very new is it's hard to predict how they're going to move. Right, like when you're rolling with a higher level person, a lot of times, like Matt Elder at your club is a perfect example. Like Matt will also podcast alum, but Matt, when you roll with him, like exactly what he's doing all the time. You're just powerless to stop it, right? Whereas a lot of people that are newer to rolling, they do things that are unpredictable, not necessarily the right thing to do, right? People will end up in a position and not know the right way to move, so they end up moving a way that you wouldn't have expected, and that can definitely lead to injury as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, like I said, I'm pretty much done with rolling anybody who's new or even a white belt. I don't care if you're
I thought when you said that, when we started doing the podcast, that you don't roll with white belts. Like, is this a new thing, or is this just a reaffirmation of an old thing?
I would just very begrudgingly roll.
No, like back then, I would. It's like they want to roll with me, I kind of just roll my eyes, like, oh, all right.
Yeah, okay, so before you didn't roll with white belts because you just didn't respect them. Now you also fear them.
I fear getting hurt. Yes.
If Ahmed shows up to a class and it's mostly white belts, he'll spend a lot of time in the washroom.
That's one thing. It's like when I come to a class and there's like thinking 90% white belts. I'm like, if any white belts are listening, no offense, I just wouldn't roll with you. But no offense. But it's not. I'm not anything special, and you might be better than me. Highly unlikely, but you never know. But so like I just don't want to get hurt, and like I said. It just happened. Now these injuries, they don't last. Some people say they're quote unquote injured, and you guys know who you are. Oh, I can't compete. I'm injured. Like, yeah, okay. Are you really injured? Like we have a saying. It's like, show me your X-rays. Like I'll show you mine. I have X-rays to prove. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's a different story. But so what I'm saying is that my injuries are they're 2 or 3 months long. You know what I mean? So what I'm getting at is that this is the second year that it's happened in a row, almost to the day. Because I get injured over the holidays because there's open mats in the holidays, right? So that's what you do. During the regular class, I seem to be okay. But anyway, I want to not allow this to happen. Now, is it because I'm getting older? Yeah, sure I am. I can't maybe take a knee to the head like I used to. I don't know. But so that's why I was just asking you guys. Now, Adam, I got your input. You do flow rolling, which is sometimes. But you go hard and you're careful and you accept the risks. I mean, heck, you broke your leg, so that sucks. Jordan, what about you, man?
I mean, as far as like changing your training and to avoid injuries, I mean, honestly, you got to do what you have to do to, like for your longevity in the sport and, in martial arts in general, right? Like, if you're injured all the time because you're going hard, like, it's keeping you off the mats, it's actually slowing your progress.
That's what I mean. That's me. You can't go. So, Adam, like I said, you guys go hard. You can't continue to, unless you want to stop doing jiu-jitsu by 40, then by all means you keep going. But are you going to be able to keep that pace going well into your 50s? Most likely not.
I don't think that I have any expectation that I could, but I think I'm kind of at a point in my life right now where I want to see. I just kind of want to see how far I can push myself. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, because it's not like I'm training for a world championship, but I just want to kind of test those limits, right? At a time in my life when I feel better than I've ever felt in my life, right? I feel, my cardio is better, I'm stronger, I'm in better shape than I've ever been, at 32, and I just want to kind of ride that as long as I can.
I mean, that's why I was really hoping to have Thomas Speech on. Like, I've heard he trains. I mean, he had a lot of success, and again, when we have him on, I don't want to take too much away from it, but he had a lot of success. He trained very hard all the time. I heard, like, it's like a war, right? And like, it's like a fight. Anyway, so he trained very hard, man. And who knows? I mean, is it genetic that he's hurt like the way he is? I don't know. Well, again, we'll have to ask him. But when I see stuff like that, or when there's some of the black belts in our community, or as you know, who are injured and can't even really roll, they can't compete. Like, they're just permanent, like, this rigor mortis kind of thing. You know what I mean? It just gets me thinking. It's like, well, you're 32, I'm 37. These guys I'm talking about are like 43. So I'm not that far off if you're thinking about 6 years. So I'm like, man, is that my future? Because if so, then what the, like, I got to change something now, like right now, so that I can have that. So I respect the idea that you want to push your body and all that, but and I'm totally like that, and I love it. And I still will roll hard. I'm not trying to be soft here. I still will, especially in prep for competition. But I'm just nervous about the future.
I think it's about doing it in a smart way, though, right? It's not just, because there's so many things that factor into it, right? You see a lot of guys that they train all day and all night, they don't get enough sleep. Like, I try to treat my body well for the most part. Last couple of months, of course, being an exception for a lot of people. But I try to eat well. I try to get lots of sleep. I try to eat good food for the most part. Although you guys have seen me eat lots of bad food as well. Yeah. Lots and lots and lots of it. But, it's about trying to do it in a smart way. There's rolling hard and then there's being reckless, right? So yeah.
Jordan, you have a reputation for being kind of you've had it for being a reckless guy. Like, you'll even admit it yourself. But, like, seriously, well, what are your takes, Jordan? Is it just that you're super experienced and you're not worried about it, or?
I don't know, man. Like, I think I've slowed down a little bit, and I try to be a little bit more technical, I think, now, anyways. But, I mean, I always have injuries, too. Like, I'm injured right now. Like, my knees causes me all kinds of problems. But, I mean, a lot of people train with injuries, and I just feel like if I don't train because my knee is bothering me, I'm just never going to get out on the mats. I mean, you kind of have to deal with a certain level of injury, I think, when you train, and to a certain point. Like, I don't train that much. I made it out 4 times this past week, but, I mean, that still catches up with you.
So, listen. Sorry, Adam, go ahead.
I was going to ask, like, what do you guys do for rehab, if anything? Right? Like, I do chiropractic, I do massage, and I find it really helps. Like, especially, like, I really start to lose range of motion in my shoulders if I don't do anything for a while. Like, stretching kind of helps to slow it down, but over a few months, like, reaching to grab my seatbelt becomes a bit of a stretch. Or turning to look. I had this thing recently where, like, my neck would click every time I looked to the right, but those kind of things are always going to be there. But for me, massage and chiropractic helps out a lot.
Yeah, I've been doing chiro actually since this injury that happened 3 weeks ago to the day. I've been seeing a chiro 2 times a week, and it has compared to last year. Last year I had, man, if anybody's had a pinched nerve in their neck, they'll know what I'm talking about. For those who don't, when it happens, it's not only does your arm go numb, but there's a lancing, sharp pain that does not stop 24/7. I kid you not. I was like, last year, now this is, with chiro, it's not as painful. But last year I didn't do chiro or anything like that. It was so painful, I kid you not. I was in bed waking up in tears because I couldn't fall back asleep because of how painful it was. I'm tired. I want to sleep. My body wants to. But the pain was too intense, and then I got my Percocets, and I was okay. But so rehab, yes, chiropractor. I'm a believer now. I wasn't before, and I still think a lot of them are like snake oil salesmen or whatever you want to call them. Like they're like whatever. I'll get into that. But anyway, yeah. So chiropractor, massage. I haven't gone into, to be honest with you. I'm afraid of them touching the area. But I've heard people, like when they're healthy, like you said. What's so funny?
You're afraid of them touching your area. That's only a very particular type of massage establishment.
No, man, I've had a massage from like some pretty decent looking girl, and I swear to God, man, she plays it because I swear to God, she told me the story once. She's like, some of these masseuses, what they do is they do home calls. Right, so
masseuse is the dirty word, just so you know.
Oh, is it? Like massage therapist.
Oh, massage therapist. Okay. Anyway, so this chick was like, she's talking about like, so I have my shirt off, right, and she's doing my back,
admiring.
Yeah, she was marrying me, and like, so I'm lying face down. She's talking about like her other clients, and just. Like, mind you, I'm not even listening to her, right? Like, she's just rambling on, but I guess that's what they do because they're bored, right? So she's just kneading my back and all that, and then she's like, oh, yeah, I do home things or whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't care. But anyway, so she's like, yeah, there was this one time a guy, he was waiting there for me, and he had, like, a porn playing, like, waiting for her to come in. And then she's like, I'm not that kind of masseuse, or that's a bad word. I'm not that whatever. And I'm like, what do you want? Do you want me to flip over? Like, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if she was like.
I think she was just telling a story on that. I don't think.
I don't know, man.
Reading too much into this.
Oh, it's like my next line. Like, oh, my groin is really tight.
She was telling you that story because she was trying to get your boner to go down.
No, I don't know what she wanted, man. Like, maybe, I don't know. I was trying to make it really clear that she doesn't do that kind of thing, and then you were like reading into it too much.
No, dude, I wasn't facing up. I wasn't. Oh no, was I? No, they do that. You know when they pull your leg? Do they pull your leg? They pull the whole leg?
Yeah, you're like, on my leg?
She was pulling your leg?
No, like, she's pulling my foot. Like, you ever done that? You never done that? Or
I've never had massage, man.
Alright, anyway, never mind. But anyway, that's the only rehab I do. And I try not to take any painkillers or Aleve, right? If I can, just because, unless I really need it. Like, I have a lot of, like, Percocets still, though, just in case. But yeah, that's... for those who are listening, don't like break into my house or anything.
They'll be going up for sale on justthegeatop.com.
Yeah, we're releasing an online store. We got Percocets for you guys, and but man, Percocets work, man. They work, man. When I take it, I don't feel nothing. It's great, but
that's not feelings, not anything.
Yeah, but you know what? Also, guys, if I may, Adam. When I got hurt, I point this to Adam. Sorry, not Jordan. I don't mean to like leave you out, but I'm just saying this to Adam because he does this. But I was working Deep Path. I've actually been working on it a lot, and I really enjoy it. I like it. It's lazy. It's lazy. It's great. You put a guy there and you just kind of sit around and
the problem, it's not. It's you can be lazy if you're rolling with somebody who doesn't know how to defend Deep Path. But once somebody starts like. Getting that forearm in there, all the things that I taught you how to do in the last tournament.
Well, and that was where I was going with. When you taught me, I told Rami to do to me when he was here. We were training, right? So I put him in Deep Path, and he did the same thing with the pushing in the head, and that's what hurt my head originally. You know what I mean? That's what hurt my neck, is because he was like, look, like, you tell Ronnie to push your head, he's like, ah, and he's just like, and he just did it. But I don't know where I was going with that story, but
It's a good story though.
no, I just like, man, there was a anyway. Oh, so the neck was hurting right there and then, and this is my fault. I didn't stop training, so I tweaked my neck then. But Rami was there. We had the CP rollathon coming up a couple days later, so we went up to Greenwood's place. Shout out to Chris Greenwood and Steve Shapinkas. Check them out on episode. I forget what episode it was. Check it out. It was a good episode. But we went there to train, and I couldn't say, okay, I'm not going to do that. My neck hurts. Like, I'm not going to wimp out. So I went, and just slow. And then the next open mat I went to hurt me. So I think the big thing, guys, is you got to listen to your body. If you're hurt, Jordan, like you said, your knee hurts or whatever. Like what I would do, like before when my neck was bothering me, I would literally ice it to the gym. I'm driving. I have ice. Take the ice off and go and roll. It's stupid looking back at it, but I think the biggest prevention or therapy, man, is listening to your body. And if you're sore, as much as it pains you to miss the class, and even if you know, like, you know, your best bud's going to be there or whatever it may be, you just got to skip it, man. It's just not worth it.
I think it's learning the difference between sore and hurt too. Right? There's a lot of things like, you know, I think for most people who do jiu-jitsu, like, you know, you wake up in the morning and maybe like your hand, like, you ever guys ever wake up and your hands are just like just aching, like you can't even really close them in the morning?
That sounds like my lower back.
Yeah, it's the same thing, right? Low back, like neck, shoulders, all that stuff, right? You know, there's kind of that wear and tear kind of soreness, and then there's being hurt, right? And I think it's important to learn the difference between that.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, you can train through sore, but you don't train hurt.
Man, I've several injuries, and I've had physio for a few of them. But I mean, I try and train if I can. But I mean, there are situations where, you know, you look back and you're like, I probably should have taken more time off before I came back. The first time I hurt my knee, I had a sprained ACL, and then I think I was off the mats for maybe 3 weeks, and then I was back training again, and hurt it a couple of times after that. You know, just trying to push it, right? But I mean, yeah, I think probably we're all guilty of it.
Yeah, I had a bucket tear in my meniscus, my lateral meniscus earlier this year. In the spring. Actually, I guess it was last year. It was almost a year ago. Holy.
Yeah, I remember that. You took some time off, though.
Yeah, I tried to train with it for a while, and it was just kind of getting worse and worse and worse. I ended up, doing physio, took a couple weeks off training. The thing is that it's just, you know, it's kind of the way that jiu-jitsu pervades your life, right? Because, I don't know, like for me, taking time off training is almost worse than training injured, because I'm miserable. For one,
I'm the same too. I'm the same way.
I'm completely miserable. Like, you know, like it's like people who are addicted to drugs. It's like you need that drug to like feel normal, right? For alcoholics, it's like they don't feel normal unless they're a little bit drunk. I find it's the same thing with jiu-jitsu, which could be a good or a bad thing. But it's like if I'm not doing it, I think that jiu-jitsu, you know, as an art keeps me more level generally than I would normally be, but I'm much worse now without it than I think I was before I started doing it.
Have you considered supplementing some jiu-jitsu with weights? Because I've been getting a huge swole on, and like, I'm not even kidding, like I'm up to right now, I'm like 180. I'm feeling great, and I think that's another issue for those of you who are older, not the younger guys. The younger guys, you're okay, but the older guys who are like really thin, I was a little too skinny, I felt, and maybe now with a little bit more muscle, a little more size, I won't get hurt as much. So that's bro science, though.
But I think that it's, you know, anything, especially, you know, your main compound lifts that are working your posterior chain, you know, your back, your core. You know, quads, glutes, upper legs, those kind of things. So like squats, deadlifts, those types of exercises are great in helping with injury prevention. You know, stimulates all sort of hormone growth and those sorts of things. So that's not bro science; that's actual science. So
there you go. That's good to know.
But yeah, no, lifting, like I lift usually just one day a week. I've also started doing yoga. My instructor got certified last year, end of last year as a yoga instructor. So he's doing a yoga class once a week, actually. So we do it on Sundays. So like Sunday, 10 a.m. we have yoga, 11 a.m. is comp class, and then noon is open mat. And it's kind of like yoga, but it's geared towards jiu-jitsu, and it's great. Like, Jordan, like you talk about waking up with your lower back sore, like, I get that a lot too, especially like last weekend. I woke up and I felt like I could barely move, and I went, and then after yoga I felt fantastic.
Is that like hot yoga?
It's not hot yoga, no.
Oh, okay. I did yoga a little bit using some YouTube videos, and I was doing it, and I was like, it's some good positions. Like, it's kind of hard, but I wasn't sure about hot yoga, if that's what you meant, because that's supposed to loosen up the muscle. Like, I remember at the gym, I was walking into the steam room. Rami was with me. He could validate the story. There's a guy who's like in a yoga stance, like one of these, completely naked, and like no towel, no nothing, right? He was just sitting there, and he was doing the whole like that. And me and Rami, like, I'm like, fuck it, I came to the steam room, I'm staying in the steam, so I stayed there. This guy, like, I didn't walk out. I said, fuck it, I don't care. So I sat next to the guy, and he's still doing it. He never broke kayfabe. Like, he stayed in character, and he just did it, and we just, like, Rami and I carried a conversation on, and he was in Zen and stuff, but I thought that's what you do, but I guess you don't.
Yeah, so. No, there's no steam room. We all keep our clothes on.
Yeah, it would be awkward, I think, if Steve was like, okay, if everybody just wants to strip down now, we're going to get started on yoga.
Yeah, like, but yeah, so anyway, it's just for the fans who are listening, or, maybe you're not a fan and you're just listening anyway, but take these to heart, these injury prevention tips and these rehab tips and stuff, because we've been there. We're all over 30, so we're a little more injured than some of you. I'm the oldest, but please do take care of yourself, because it actually made me resent the sport a little bit. I'm okay with it now, but I was just really pissed off about it, because I'm like I'm just be sitting there and I'm at work and I'm wincing in pain. I'm doing this fucking job, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing this for? Like I feel horrible right now. You know what I mean? But then I think about the good time, the good memories outweigh the bad memories, being injuries, right? I mean, you're injured maybe once a year versus the other 300 days of the year that I'm okay. So anyway, just make sure to take care of yourself. That's my public service announcement.
I mean, I injured my left elbow like the first year of jiu-jitsu, and I mean, it was pretty bad, but like every couple days it reminds me that I hurt it. It never like got back to 100%, and most of my injuries will probably never be 100%, especially when you start messing around with your joints, man. Joints need time to heal, and I mean, make sure
ligament injuries and things like that really fucking carry on for a long time.
Yeah. So anyway, but like I said, guys, I hope we get Thomas on and we can get more of a. I mean, we think our injuries are bad, and that guy's not bad. So
I'm just looking at the conversation that I had with him. So just to kind of give you a preview of what he will be talking about when he's on. So he said that he's been on bed rest for already 2 months, and he has another almost 2 months to go. He said his fourth surgery, so he's had 4 surgeries now. The last one was triple fusion of the lumbar spine. So
what?
Yeah, it's pretty serious. So we are looking forward to getting Thomas on. So that will happen. It's just a matter of finding the right timing for it to work. That's all.
I've always heard that fusions are a bad thing, but I guess you have no choice.
I think sometimes it's the only choice, right?
You can't roll. Like I'm just thinking, correct me if I'm wrong, you're talking 3 vertebrae that are going to be fused together in the lower back.
That's correct.
How can you even bend over?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure we can ask that.
Do they still curve, or is it like one solid spine bone thing?
I think when they fuse them, it literally becomes like one. It's like basically one vertebrae now.
I thought maybe there's some elasticity still or something, but I guess
I would have to think that something like that is going to affect your mobility
significantly. I would think, but again, these are all questions.
See, this is the thing. Like, I don't want that to be me, right? So I need.
But what was his mobility before, right? Like, when you came to that, they're like, "Well, this is pretty bad. We have to fuse your spine together." Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Like that.
I don't know, but anyway. So that's it, man. That's it, man. That's all I want to talk about. You know, we went over. There was an Ascension tournament, but honestly, if I'm being honest, all the good guys and stuff were really not there because they were at the Europeans. Like we had, except for Jordan, of course. Jordan was there.
Of course.
So I'm sorry about that. But yeah, Jordan got silver. So Jordan got silver. Came back, got on the podium. Good for you, man. I know you. It's been a long time for you. Well, I didn't mean that like it's been a long time. I mean, it was not like I don't know. Anyway, it's been a couple months.
What about those auto bronzes? That gets me on the podium, right?
yes, you're right. I'm sorry, but yeah, no, that was awesome, man. And yeah, man. I mean, other than that, that's all I got, man. And I'm really looking forward to keep going with the show. We have talked about changing the format a bit. We are going to scale it back again. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but we're scaling it back. We're not going to be doing once a week anymore. It's just too much right now, coordinating guests and stuff. And
and it's not that we won't return to it, but I think it becomes difficult to keep scheduling guests, and it's we're all trying to work around everybody's schedule. So we might go back to kind of one every 2 to 3 weeks. I think is probably.
And there's no money in this, right? I mean, like. We started it for fun and we built a good momentum, and now we're just we want to keep it going, and we're not in it obviously to make any money because we're not.
Unless there's anybody out there that wants to give us a bunch of money, in which case we would definitely take it.
I'm looking at
production value of the podcast.
Yeah, like Fleshlight. I'm down if they want to sponsor us.
Ahmed was looking for some green screens or some backdrop or something.
Yeah, like if you're a photography company or there's other people who got companies out there. But I don't know. But if you want, we'll spread your word. Like we'll do it.
We'll do anything for money.
But Ahmed shave like your company name into his chest hair. He'll do it all.
Yeah. Like Ahmed and Jordan could kiss live on air for a sponsor.
We'll do it all. Just
I'll do it. I swear to God.
We will consider any offer.
I don't care, but yeah, Adam. Adam, if I may, me and Jordan were wondering, can we ask you a question, like a serious question?
Oh God, yeah, go ahead.
Where have you been? Like, for those who don't know Adam on social media, he always posts very fan-pleasing things, like if you're stuck in a ditch, help someone, you motherfucker. We're the human race. Help each other. Other things will be like, oh, look at this red tomato. It's so beautiful. Like you can make a salad with this. And he shows that he cooks, and he shows that he's a white knight, and he shows this and that. And Adam, I love you. You don't break character, but where have you been? There's been something that's changed, I feel, in your life. What is it? So what is it?
No, I just been a bit busy lately. That's all. I go through kind of I go through some phases on social media. I'll be really active for a while, and I'll kind of just drop off for a little bit. I've been really busy at work, and got some life stuff going on. So,
are you gonna get into the life stuff? Like, well, we don't care about your work stuff, but like,
not sexy life stuff.
Okay. No, just yeah, we miss you. We do. We don't see. I see Jordan a lot. I see Adam. Honestly, lately it's only during a tournament or something. I'll see Adam. We don't see each other very often. So I just wanted to say that, like, from me and from Jordan, we do miss you, man. We missed you today. It would have been great if you were at Ascension.
Yeah, it would have been. And the only reason I wasn't at Ascension this weekend was because of the event yesterday that I had agreed to do. So I do apologize for not seeing you there. But no, everything's good. It's all good. Honestly, there's lots of good stuff going on in my life. I've been more active in the last week or so again on social media. It's kind of ramping up again just because I have lots of
something big
stupid things to say.
Do you pick your posts in advance for what you're going to do? Like, do you have a line? Do you have them on? On Facebook, everyone, if you don't know, you can schedule your posts on a schedule. So every day at 6 a.m. you can post something. Adam, do you do that?
No. I think there are Hootsuite, you can do that kind of stuff, but I don't. It's definitely not ever that thought out for me. it's just kind of whenever that random thought pops into my head, or I'm angry about something, then I'll make a post.
Like at the end of something, when you say "you're welcome" or like "how" or something, well, what's like? Do you do it for the pop though? Or you do it for the pop?
I do. It's all for the pop, right?
Okay, all right. Oh, that's good. Because
if I rant about something stupid and then say "you're welcome," it's like you should be blessed to have read this amazing thing that I've just written for you.
Like, there's one I think you said, like, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world or something, and then that was it.
That literally never happened.
No, and it got like 400 likes. I'll never get it. You're like the Hugh Jackman. Like, Hugh Jackman will put a picture of him eating. I don't know why I follow Hugh Jackman, but he's eating like an ice cream sundae, and he's like hashtag cheat day. It gets like 400,000 likes. It's unbelievable. But he's Hugh Jackman. But anyway, that's all I gotta say, man.
I do I do give a fair bit of thought to how the things that I post will be received. There is a fair bit of
Also, I think
it's hilarious though, man. Like things that like the most ridiculous, stupid thing that you post that gets all the attention. You could post something that you think is absolutely hilarious that gets zero reaction.
Yeah.
You post something that's just stupid and people just are all over it.
Yeah. No. And Adam, I like that you have a lot of females who like your stuff. Now,
is that a coincidence?
Yeah. Now, me personally, I only have a handful of females on my friend list. I don't know why. You know what? I think I know why. I don't seem to get along with most women. I don't know what it is. I'm serious. I have my wife on. I have a couple of BJJ girls on or whatever.
On there?
My mom, I got my sister, but you just have like a lot of women on. And I'm not saying I want women like I don't want. Like, it's not like I want women to like want me. I just want, I don't know. But what I'm saying is that like they seem to not like me. Even at the tournament, I'll go and they just kind of scowl at me. They know who I am, and like you know who I am, but they're just like just like scowling at me. And like, do I give off that vibe? Like, is that what it's happening?
I don't know, man. I think lots of people like you. I think it's in your head.
No, but like
I think some women don't like you, but then.
Listen,
I think a lot of it is just you projecting.
No, listen. I think if women think that, just like if you're listening, listen to this. The number one person in my life is honestly my mother. Number one. All right. So, and she's a woman. So that shows you where I stand with women. Take that. I think we should end it there.
I love you.
There you go. There you have it, folks. Ahmed does not hate women.
I love women. I love bitches. No, I was joking. But no, I love them, man. Like I love them. I love what they have to say. I mean, do I think? Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything more. But I love them. So yeah, like bring them on. Bring them on. Like we need. We've had people say you need more female guests. Yeah, I agree. We do. Yeah, we had Hillary Williams is one of my favorite guests, honestly.
She was great.
She spoke like a dude. She was legit, and she agreed with everything we said, which I love.
Wait, Hillary was one of your favorite guests because she spoke like a dude?
Yeah. She's obviously a female, and she's talking like, yeah, women should be able to do this. She's like you know what I mean? I loved it. I thought it was great.
Hillary was a very good episode. I really enjoyed it.
Man. All of our episodes were good. Check out the Hillary episode.
Mackenzie Dern, we had a great episode with Mackenzie as well.
Yeah, she's getting married now apparently. I saw that on Facebook. I kind of hate her romance she's got going on there, but
you're just a little bit jealous.
No, it's in my face all the time. It's just I don't like to see it.
It's in my face all the time. They do post a lot of stuff together, but
just maybe send her a private message and see if she can tone it down a little.
I'll talk to her.
You have pull, man. You should have seen at Ascension yesterday. I'm standing like right.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Ahmed, and this one guy that's volunteering there. He walks like right up between us, and he's like, "Hey, you do that podcast, right? To Ahmed, right? And I'm like standing right there, and then he just turns around and walks away.
Yeah, he's like he didn't know who Jordan was, but I was Jordan. I was about to introduce him. Oh yeah, but look, there's Jordan. And then when he walked away somewhere, yeah.
Lonnie knew that I was on the podcast.
Yeah, but like seriously, women, if you see me, talk to me. Go, hey, I want to be on the show. We need more women. That's what it is.
That being said, keep in mind that he doesn't like white belts, but that has nothing to do with your gender. So if you're a white belt and you're a woman, you're on equal playing field with a white belt. That's a man.
I'd rather roll with the white belt woman because she's like really scared and freaked out and stuff, and then she's not gonna spaz out on me like a white belt male who's got something to prove against me. Because
I don't know. I've rolled with a couple of white belt women that spazzed out just as bad as some of the new dudes. So
I think that's a stereotype. I think that's a stereotype. I think she's scared. I think she's just scared. Like you're like.
I think that may also be a stereotype, Ahmed.
But they're more fragile, is what I'm trying to say. I'm just joking.
Just stop. Whatever you're saying right now, just stop.
Women, give me a call. Don't give me a call, but reach out to me. Reach out to me. Don't look me up. Don't call me at home. I'll get in trouble. But reach out to me if you want to be on a show. We can make it happen. Any woman. It doesn't matter who it is. Just get going on. We'll talk.
Okay. Yeah. Like I feel like we should end it right there, but there is one other thing that I wanted to talk about that's actually on a more serious note. And I'm sure pretty much everybody in the Ontario Jiu-Jitsu community has heard now, but we had a big loss in the Ontario community over the weekend. Aksho Swag, Aksho trained at Open Mat. Before that, he trained at Dog Pound MMA. Just recently, I think in the summertime, Aksho moved to California to train at Atos. He's a young kid. He won Nogi Worlds at Blue Belt in 2014. Really talented competitor, super, super nice guy, 20 years old. Didn't show up for training for a couple days and unfortunately passed away. So, our deepest condolences to Aksho's training partners, his friends, and his family. So, from us.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a nice little moment of silence at the tournament yesterday, and it was really nice. So everyone, they made the announcement. Of course, it was totally silent, very respectful, and they said, hey, if you've ever trained with him or competed with him or somebody, or if he means something to you, come step on the mat in front of all the audience there, and a bunch of competitors jumped on there, and it was a beautiful thing. So yeah, definitely condolences to his family.
It's really sad to see anybody go, man. But the fact that he was 20 years old makes it extra sad, man, for sure.
Yeah, just very sudden, very unexpected. So it's pretty crazy. So I think that we will wrap it up there for episode 11. So we're gonna work on some guests. We'll post some stuff up on the page as we secure guests, and look forward to some great episodes from us in the next couple months. All right, and you guys got anything to add?
No, man. That's it.
All right, so that's a wrap for episode 11. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you again next time.